they want to get so technical about things, they forget about vibes. Dragon Ball isn't perfect, but it's beautiful.
He found a real nice thirst trap on Instagram. He's like, I must have her. I will never ever forget the Bruce Falcone soundtrack. Streamcast. Hello and welcome to another edition of the Streamcast. It's your boy Blackamura, and please get comfy. Load up a hot beverage. If you're in the gym, hey, you might want to put this podcast on because this one I feel like is gonna go long. I've got the mastermind behind the Streamcast theme song. If you like our opening and closing themes, well, you have this man to thank. Please welcome my guest, Pyro Kid Sosa.
Hey, what's good? What's good? Nice to be here. How you doing? What's good? Yeah. You can't see me, but I'm like, imagine me folding my arms like in one of them sitcoms where they introduce you and your name comes up, you just turn and smile. That's me right now. How's it going?
Hey, all good. Happy to have you here. How are you doing?
Yeah, man, I'm doing all right. Taking each day as it comes because we're still in the cozy lives. We're just trying to, we're all trying to survive in it. So yeah.
Yeah, we're all trying to live. It's a rough climate out here for many of us. And this is a special edition, not for the best reason, but I think what we're going to do will make it a special podcast in a great way. We are here because one of the GOATs, Akira Toriyama, has passed away.
And GOAT, man.
Yeah. And if you don't follow anime, but you like basketball, this is like Michael Jordan. If you follow football, this is like Ronaldinho. No, scratch that. This is like Maradona. This man has influenced so many generations, and works that we're seeing right now in the anime scene are because, not just the anime scene, we'll get to that though, are due to this man, Dr. Slump. But what we're here for, and what you're most likely here for, is Dragon Ball. This episode, we're going to cover the legacy of Dragon Ball. Streamcast. So, Sosa, let's get in right to the back, right to your earliest Dragon Ball memory. What's the first thing you remember?
Oh, wow, that's crazy. Okay, earliest memory. It's a long time ago. I was a kid, a little baby, pretty much. I'm talking like sub 6 years old. Was living in Peckham. You don't know. SE15, bang, get to know.
SE15.
Yeah.
Blackamura SE15.
Let's go. Yeah, I was fully addicted to TV. That was everything. Cartoons, all of that, Cartoon Network, Boomerang, blah, 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 blah. Then you had shows like Dragon Ball, which I used to call, before I knew the term anime, special cartoons. Them half terms where it's just like this week, like just a whole week of Dragon Ball, and you're sitting there watching this like, wow, these be boxing, or they're flying, all this other shit. Just back in the day, being a little kid watching Dragon Ball, like school, like it was a social event, right? You would watch a show, run to school, talk about it. If you missed it that day, your lunch is dead, innit? Like you're not gonna be able to convene with all the other kids and talk about that shit. But yeah, man, just sitting down, literally legs folded, just staring at all the shit going on, just like being like, whoa, what? Like I was literally hyped for shit because like before then, cartoons were cartoons, right? But like I don't think I really watched many that like had a sense of, we got to save the world, or the stakes are like mad high, outside of maybe Fox Kids, like a Marvel range from back then. And it was just really cool to see. You don't like, it literally shaped me in so many ways that I'm even finding out now. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh man, that was literally like a lifetime ago. Like Dragon Ball was everything I used to draw in class. If I showed you like one, like the way I used to draw Goku, it was so cursed. But like literally, Akira Toriyama and Dragon Ball is literally the reason why I do what I do. To like literally, it can be fully traced back to watching Dragon Ball going, oh, I want to draw. I want to do something like that. That's crazy. You know, when the wind is blowing and you got like leaves like swirling around, you stand in the middle of that shit and start pretending you're powering up. All of that stuff, man. Mimicking Kamehameha waves in the park. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. That shit. I saw that shit at exactly the right time. Just a little boy in Peckham, innit?
Yeah, bro. So much of what you said resonates because so my parents got Sky and there were a lot of cool cartoons like Angela Anaconda.
Yes.
That was the first thing I watched and I was like, what the hell is this? I don't like this.
Uncanny Valley shit because it was like real life, like skin, but then on cartoon proportions. Like this should not. This is kind of scary, but it's also very interesting, you know? Yeah.
Like, I don't know when the moment happened, but I knew there was a change where I went from disliking it to liking it. Because, like, I'd go watch every episode and think, oh, I hated that. But then I'd watch the next one, like Clockwork. I hate this show, but I need to watch the next episode, you know? So, yeah, obviously I did, you know, fall in love with that show eventually. Powerpuff Girls was another one. But I feel like cartoons never really gripped me. Even when, you know, Pokemon came out, never really gripped me. It was when I saw Dragon Ball Z that I was like, oh, okay, this is kind of cool. And it wasn't just that, it was that everyone in the playground was talking about it. And like, if you weren't watching Dragon Ball Z, you couldn't get in. You weren't cool. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch this stuff. As soon as I get home today, I'm watching this. So I started watching every episode. It was daily back then. So the good old days. And like you said something that just triggered a specific memory when like leaves blowing and thinking you've got like Super Saiyan power or something. I was like, hey yo.
Some person will probably there's a memory of someone walking around, probably walking like, you know, today's a nice what is that guy? What is that kid doing? Just me going like, yo, is he good? Is he constipated? Well, you know, I'm a man my business. Yeah. Oh God.
And you know, it's cool that you mentioned that you can trace your current day artwork all the way back to Akira Toriyama's work. Because when I was drawing back in the day, I was 1-to-1 mimicking everything that Toriyama did. I was shameless with it. I was drawing everyone the way, you know, he did. So you could chase today's work of Streamcast and gaming and all of my love for that stuff all the way back to Akira Toriyama. So with that, let's get into your experience watching Dragon Ball Z for the first time. Any standout moments? And then have you gone back to rewatch it, whether that be Kai, whether that be a remaster? And have you noticed any differences? Just talk to me about your general feelings.
Okay, yeah, no, Dragon Ball has so many moments where I was just like, again, you know, when you're a kid, you're empty canvas, you're a blank sponge, you haven't soaked anything up yet. So when you see like certain tropes for the first time or certain things happening, you're just like, you're hit with the full force of it, right? You're not like dulled by any prior experience. You're not jaded or anything. So a lot of stuff that happened in Dragon Ball for the first time just spun me. For example, when Vegeta murking Nappa, right? Nappa's like, help me. Vegeta's like, man, I got you, bro. And he's like, wow, that's friendship. And the man dashed him in the air and obliterated him. I'm legitimately horrified. Like, he just killed his boy. How is that even allowed? Is that allowed? Like certain things you think this never should happen just start happening. You're like, oh my gosh. Even Gohan, I'm like, wait, he's a babe. Why is he's boxing? He headbutted. This is crazy. A babe stronger than me. Like all this other crazy shit. Like you know, Raditz when Piccolo's about to do Special Beam Cannon and Goku's like holding man. Like he got both of them. Like, did he do that on purpose? Yo, what's going on? Like, oh my, so many things, just innocent things. I remember. Listen, first appearance of Trunks.
My God.
Minds. Yeah. Man said, Frieza! Man did the hand seal gang signs. Hit the fireball. Man frame trapped him, right? Because he threw out the fireball. Man jumped. He said, I got you. I read you. I knew you were going to do this. Hold this slash. And seeing like the camera for the first time that slide, just certain like cinematic things you just weren't used to. Just like the camera sliding as Frieza was just like, just cooked. This is, mind you, this is after Goku goes Super Saiyan for the first time. This is after the whole, Frieza saga and the crazy of that. And then this guy comes out of nowhere from the future to done him in one hit. What, Goku spent 47 episodes? Crazy. Coincidentally, he ended up fumbling when the first time he turned Super Saiyan 1.5, like that's not the official term, but that moment where it wasn't quite Super Saiyan 2, so he was hench, he was wham, but he couldn't hit Cell, and Cell was just laughing at him. And again, that did psychic damage to me, because before then Trunks was the man. Trunks was my guy, and then Cell just like, you've got all that strength, but you can't hit me. And I'm like, wow, Trunks is washed. Like immediately. It took years to recover from that, because I've never seen the good guy be belittled in that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was so good. Like back when the Cell Saga happened and Gohan was doing his immaculate run. I had the chicken pox, so I'll always remember it. I remember like him fighting Cell and me basically being driven to madness by itching. It's a really weird feeling, because I'm like, yeah, man, Gohan's great. Wait, why do I remember myself scratching myself on my door and shit, basically crying? Man, yeah, no, Gohan was good. It's really funny because people bring up the fact that, like, because I was like, oh man, he fell off after the Cell Saga. It's so crazy. Why is he whatever? Like, he's like some boring person now. And people are like, fam, he be fine since he was free. Like, he's been through it. No person should be going through what he went through. And then, like, as a grown man, I'm like, you know what? You got a point. I can see Chi-Chi's vision now. She said, no, you're going to school. You ain't doing none of this roughhousing, out care the world. Yeah, just so many first things. Like, even Boo actually, like, the whole thing about cartoons and stuff, I'm going to destroy the world. Like, blah, blah, all cartoons, games. And to see someone succeed, again, you're just sitting there at the end of the episode like, raw, he did it. He destroyed the world. Borderline crying. You're like, wait, so now the concept of the world actually being destroyed has been made possible to your young mind. Now you're just like, it's a thing that could happen. So I'm just there pondering. I overthink since I was a kid. Just, wow, the world could actually blow up. Blah, 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 blah. Just stressed out. Like, so many iconic moments that show had. I could be here all day talking about it. I can't even lie. Let me shut up a bit. But yeah.
No, it's good because I'm like reminiscing as you're mentioning them. So it's all good.
You said rewatches. I forgot. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, see, this is a very interesting one, right? Because I ended up rewatching. Heck, I didn't even know Kai was a thing until I went barbers one day. I was like 8 or 9, ages ago. Going to the barbers, I'm like, oh, sure, Dragon. Wait, why does it look so HD? Okay, I'm here. I caught my head. Great. Wait, what is this soundtrack? Because most of us grew up with the Bruce Falconer soundtrack. And not the original JP one. So like hearing Kai go through that, there's a dissonance in it. You're like, oh, the vibes are a bit off. Like, I don't get it. I don't know. But then after a while, you start to appreciate it because this is just like Dragon Ball. Because like we also got Dragon Ball back in the day to show the After Z for some weird reason. But like, okay, cool. I can get used to this. I mean, the Falcon OST will still be in my heart. The Super Saiyan 3 OST. I'm gonna start screaming involuntarily if you play that. If we're in the whip here and you start that shit, you're just gonna hear, wait, what? No, I'll start with a speech. This is Super Saiyan. And this is a Super Saiyan that is because, and this. Oh yeah. Iconic. But yeah, very different. But it's very interesting because, for example, the Bruce Falconer for the OST kind of like focused on, how do I put this? Just like it focused on like cool, but like cool as in, typical like late 90s, early thousands. I'm trying to be a badass cool. And like the OST, the original OST had more of a cool as in an earnest type of coolness. You know what I'm saying? Basically Sonic and Shadow, if you compare those two characters, like different but like similar. Both great. I can't lie. Yeah, man. Dragon will survive that long, longer than we've been alive, and it's still going crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, this is the 40th year of Dragon Ball.
That was a critical hit. Oh my goodness.
It's been a while longer than we've been alive. Yeah, for me, watching Dragon Ball Z for the first time, I think, like you said, being the blank canvas, everything was cool and everything was the
Yeah,
first time, so there was nothing to compare to. And we're not like hypercritical like we are now as adults, where we're like, oh,
yeah.
I don't think that line was delivered very well. Oh, the frame is out of that. We just enjoyed the coolness for what it was.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, there were so many cool moments. I remember. I think my first memory of Dragon Ball Z was seeing Gohan shoot up out of the Saiyan pod, and then he got
Yeah.
credits, and I was like, I think I like this show. Let's go.
That's kind of hard. That's kind of hard still.
Yeah. Well, hey.
You start looking at all the adults in your life different, like, I could
Yeah.
headbutt you in it. Like,
I just, for as much stick as Dragon Ball gets as a series, I think it does storytelling really well still in terms of like the progression.
Yes.
And this is Dragon Ball up to the end of Z. So like you see Goku and Vegeta, a classic iconic fight. Of course, all of the stuff on Namek, the you know the not the heroes, I guess the heroes, but like the sidekicks in distress, and you're watching Raccoon bad up Krillin and Gohan, and you're like,
Raccoon. Yeah, the Guinea Force. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, honestly, like obviously Goku versus Frieza, iconic, and watching that now as an adult, it's very clear that okay, that was Toriyama's like, this is it, this is the end, this is the final saga.
Yeah.
Loved that. I think that's a perfect story because you can link that back to episode 1 of Dragon Ball. Of course, I can't deny the coolness and the business that the Cell Saga and the Buu Saga made. Trunks, so cool. Like logically doesn't make much sense, but cool. Trunks outfit, cool. Trunks doing Super Saiyan, cool. Trunks sword, cool.
Ooh, I can't lie. If I became a millionaire right now, I would spend at least like a tenth of it replicating Trunks' look in a way that like fits modern day sensibilities. Because like when you see cosplay and stuff, it's very cool, but it's clear like if you had like a tailor, like you literally custom made tailor, you could do it. But it's like it's techie. It costs a lot of money to be able to pull it off. So listen, I'd walk up and I'd dye my hair purple. I'm so serious when I say this. I would dye my hair. I would start up. Listen, with the crepes. Listen, the capsule corp crepes. Don't get me started. I would, style icon for real. For real.
Hey, shout out Boomer because redesigned the Saiyan armor. Designed Trunks fit. She was cool. Like,
fam, she was actually she should be celebrated more.
agreed.
Like she's always been pivotal. She's always been pivotal. Yeah. Sometimes as a kid, sometimes you might get into your toxic, not even toxic boyhood, isn't it? Just my Bulma doesn't fight. She's rubbish, isn't it? Like, but like, nah. If you pay attention, she's integral. She's integral. Yeah. The Dragon Radar, like, come on. Yeah.
Down to her. She's in the first episode of Dragon Ball, and that relationship, Goku and Bulma, is like the premise. It's the foundation for the entire series.
Yeah. Oh, you just reminded me. Can we talk about something like in terms of like story writing, right? Compare Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z. Think about the whole story of Dragon Ball, everything that happened in Dragon Ball, right? It's like, it's a monkey, like, this is based on the Monkey King. Cool, it's got to tell. And then the first thing of Z, this guy's an alien. He's an alien. There's an alien invasion. We're kind of like shifting into sci-fi a little bit. It was crazy.
Yeah. It was a major shift.
Fam.
Yeah. I wonder how it would have been received in the West if we did get Dragon Ball first, because I am certain we got Z first.
Yeah, we did. We did in the UK at the very least.
Yeah, Dragon Ball wasn't out for maybe another 5-6 years, but you're absolutely right. Where Dragon Ball started off as this whimsical adventure, very light-hearted, and then shifted into martial arts, and then only got serious towards the end. And then Z is just Superman. It's just Justice League. It's just, hey, we can fly now. We can destroy planets. We're mad strong. It's a massive tonal shift. Yeah, and it works. And that's why, the Z is added onto Dragon Ball to make sure it's differentiated.
Yeah.
As it should be. But I think, the scale is done in a good way. And, this isn't talking about, anything that comes after Z. But Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z has like a perfect I want to say crescendo, but like the way the story graduates and the threats get worse and worse as you go on. Like you said, from having Frieza wanting to take over the galaxy, from Cell threatening to destroy the planet, to Boo actually destroying the planet. It's like, okay, we're seeing these dangers, and now we're seeing people who are stronger than the previous being able to carry out the threats. I think it's very good. Like, it's not the best storytelling in terms of like stories nowadays, but in terms of complexities and stuff, but it's still a very good traditional basic story in terms of B. This is the point. This is the plot. This is the destination. This is where we're at now, and this is the route we're gonna take there. It does that job very, very well.
It's crazy because if you look from the outside, right, like if you wanted to be a hater, you could look at Z and be like, you just did the same thing 3 times. Like, if you really look at it, kind of, sort of, right? But I don't care. I don't care. It was very entertaining. Like, there's a really freeing kind of way to look at like stories and stuff. Like, you know, before we got older and before like everything had to be intellectualized, especially on the internet where everyone's at each other's throat. Like, you basically have to justify what you like as you say you like it, because there will be someone somewhere to be like, actually, that's wrong, and you're stupid for liking it, right? Z made people feel emotions, whether it was excitement, whether it was fear, whether it was just like, what happens next? How can you get this crazy? Like, it wins just off of that alone. Sometimes people are so like, they want to get so technical about things, they forget about vibes. They just forget about how the stuff can make you feel. And sure, if I watch Dragon Ball, you know what? I can't even lie to myself. I said to myself, "Oh, if I watch Dragon Ball today, I'd probably hate it." No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. I would probably. I'd be like, "No, this is super sick." The only massive critique I probably have too is ignoring the humans, because in Dragon Ball, like, obviously after a while, Goku was becoming the by far and away strongest individual and stuff, right? But like the humans still had roles back in Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Z, they were just speed bumps, if we're being honest. Like, let's hold these guys off until the main lads get in here, Goku, and to a much lesser extent, Vegeta. Like those are probably the 2 biggest issues. But outside of that, I loved it.
And I mean, when it came to Dragon Ball Z, you know, the product, I will never ever forget the Bruce Falconer soundtrack. Even though he didn't make most of that music.
He did it? Oh, we're about to. Is he like a Tommy Tallarico? Is that a whole thing?
It's not. I mean, it's not cancelable. I think it was just his name for rights issues and stuff. So there's a lot of ghost musicians on his work, but and you can kind of tell like a lot of the songs will have similar sounds. But
that's crazy. Listen, anyone, if you're listening to this and you happen to listen, I love you. Like, let me take the love I got for Bruce to you, because you deserve it, fam. There's
I'll hit you up. There's a video that has like names for all the songs.
That's crazy. I had to attribute to one guy. That's my ignorance, man. I gotta apologize to the universe. No,
that's not your fault. He's the one listed on all of those songs. You go on Spotify, you go on Apple, on iTunes. It's Bruce Falconer.
He's getting cash as well. That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, that's not our fault. It's Funimation's fault.
Yeah. Oh man, them OSTs coupled with the narrator. Goku and his friends are at McDonald's, but they don't know what burger to get. Will Vegeta opt to go vegan? Why is Piccolo here? Find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Fam, I would sit there just being like, yeah, this is it. Back in the day, I used to make whole, like, when the TV's been occupied, I go in my room, I get whatever McDonald's toys we had and stuff, right? Because I have many toys and stuff. And we'll just make whole fake episodes of the toys. You know, back in like the Mr. Men toys and shit, I'd just be like, that's Goku, that's Gohan, they're sparring. And wow, Dragon Ball should have kids in a chokehold.
I think we're the same person.
It's crazy because
it's actually crazy.
Fam, doing that, and like now, so every now and then, I get reminded that there are kids who have the access to cameras and will just record their shit and put it on YouTube and other kids are watching, and I want to damn near cry because it's so beautiful. There's the concept of I'm gonna play on my I'm gonna do this whole cinematography. I don't know about cinematography. I'm just a kid. I'm gonna just do it though, and it works. I'm just like, oh man, he's got people. He's got people becoming freaking storytellers and shit. His influence. It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
And we'll definitely get into that. I mean, if you ask me, Dragon Ball is far and away the most influential anime in the last 4 decades.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, like watching, and when I watch Original Z now, the voice acting is quite cringe because you can tell a lot of the actors are still new. But yeah, I still think I loved all of that stuff. The music was amazing. Comparing that to Kai, I think Kai is so clean. Like
Kai is amazing.
Visually, in terms of all the voice acting, everything is just right. You know, the choice to go with Chris Ayers for Frieza as opposed to Linda Young, I love that choice. Giving Vegeta a more royal delivery in his voice, love that.
Kakarot. Oh yeah, fam.
I'm so glad that they went ahead and did the Boo saga as well, because there is always this debate of like, should we just end it at Cell because everyone loves Cell, or should we go on to Boo because Boo is canon? I love the Boo saga.
I think it's
a great saga.
The Patara earrings fusion, like it introduced some really. I love Gotenks. Like Gotenks is my guy because he was the same age back when I was really into this shit. Because I was like, that's them guys are literally me, and they made another me, bro.
Yeah,
like just in the space of like when like the show's all adults pretty much, right? Adults boxing it out and stuff. Yeah, but then you see kids like they're romantic. Yeah, kids are a thing. Yeah, get Trunks and Goten. Yeah, bomb together, and it's like they're kind of seen as this is gonna take our Boo in it. This is our hope in it, and it's just 2 kids again. Again, as a kid, you feel seen. It's like, this is it. And their cockiness, so just childishness. It's just pure childish energy, and I'm like, yeah. Like Goku at this point is how old? Probably his 20s, 30. I don't know the time.
I think he's in his 40s in the Boo saga.
Yeah, he's a grown ass man. He's a grown ass man, isn't it? There's no one to relate to again until these 2 kids come through and they do their shit. They do their fam. Oh, you just reminded me because the latest Dragon Ball film, the one with Beast Gohan, triggered me. Because it was a great film. I loved it, like from all aspects. But then they teased because at this point Trunks and Goten are adults and they're teasing this shit. I think they finally did it and it was a joke thing, and you could literally hear me and someone go, are you literally everyone quiet? Are you serious? So I couldn't hold that in. I need to see him. I don't know if I'm ever going to see him as an adult ever again, but like, man, Gotenks was powerful character.
Oh my god, I really want to see adult Gotenks in GT. I thought we were wrong.
Okay, GT, despite the first and last seasons being surprisingly pretty good, them leaving Goten behind, cardinal sin. I borderline wrote the show off immediately after that. Like, Goten was my guy. Like, I'm like, Goten. Like, he's not like hyper violent and stuff. He's just a kid in it. He's just like me in it. Like, I mean, so was Gohan, but like,
their upbringing was very different because like Goten was baby, soft life. Goten's a soft life. Gohan got kidnapped by his uncle at the age of 4 and kidnapped, thrown into a tight space, beat up by a green alien for a year.
Yo, he went through it. He actually went through it. Like, you know what? I'm surprised they have him gone to like a therapist. But who's gonna therapize that? Like, who's gonna believe him?
Exactly.
One time when I was 4, I was beaten by like, are you being? Yeah, we need to put this guy in a cycle. This a bit mad. Like, man, the Dragon Ball universe.
Honestly, I mean, I'm just gonna say this, and we can move on to the next topic. Like the Boo saga, I think is so solid. It is different to the saga before, and I think when you put it very simply, like it is basically the same saga 3 times. yeah, I mean, bad guy comes, good guy beats bad guy. But like the journey that each saga takes is quite different.
Yeah,
And
no, you're
with
right.
the
You're
Buu
right.
saga, you have obviously Goten and Trunks, a callback to original Dragon Ball, which is more kid focused. You have the World Tournament comeback, obviously a shout out to Dragon Ball. The amount of good fights in the Buu saga, unreal. Goten Trunks,
you're right.
Goku Majin Vegeta, Bedel Spopovich, Goku Fat Buu, Gotenks and Buu.
Yeah.
Goku and Kid Buu, Vegito and Buu, Gohan and Buu. Like,
it was jam packed. It was jam packed. Yeah, even the World fam, they had everyone in that shit. Oh my god. Oh yeah, you're right. Things I forgot about were coming back.
Hey guys, I'm a meathead gamer, probably just like you. I understand the importance of playing Stellar Blade, but I also understand the importance of being in a squat rack. So I got the perfect programs for you. Hammerhead, Shogun, the Tenacity Strength Hypertrophy Method, all of these designed to get you bigger, to get you stronger, and to be like one of these characters on Stellar Blade that don't look like one of these ugly ass monsters. So hit me up at Tenacity Strong and get a copy. It will do nothing but help you achieve your physical goals, and you'll get better at your gaming goals, because when you look good, you play good. All right, y'all have a good one.
But yes, I was gonna ask you about your first Dragon Ball game. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it actually wasn't a fight or anything, because fun fact, I didn't have a home console growing up. My parents are very, oh yeah, I read your book. Yeah, sitting down watching TV. Do you see that they went to school? Yeah, they went to, them things there. So console, like handheld consoles though, that was there in it. So Legacy of Goku 1 and 2 on the Game Boy Advance. Yeah, the top down RPG. I don't know if they've aged well, but those were my first two outings. Then you had the PSP. I forgot the name. Is it Shin Budokai Another Road or some shit?
Yeah.
The boys in secondary school had that shit, and they would do PvP, and I'd be like, "Yo, let me have a go," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm nice with it." Supersonic Warriors on the DS, like
Game Boy Advance.
Game Boy Advance, yeah, and I had two on DS.
Two was on the DS.
Yeah. So it was definitely Legacy of Goku 1 and 2, just telling the story in a top-down RPG kind of way, which is again very interesting. And I think it also had like the Bruce Falcon gang, because it's not just Bruce. Bruce. Yeah, oh man. Yeah, but yeah, it had that OST as well. The vibes were immaculate. Again, I don't know if the age roll, I could probably go back now and be like, "Oh, this is actually mad crusty." But that was also like 20 odd years ago.
Yeah, it is about 20 years, yeah.
When my eyes open up, as I said, 20, yeah, man, 2006 is coming up to 20 years. Yeah, you an old fogey, bro. Get your life in order.
Oh my God, retro.
But fam, man, I'm like, yeah, the PS3's retro. You're like, what did you just say? Fam, technically, the PS4 kind of 2012 kind of retro still. Like that was a long ass generation. That was a long ass generation for real. Yeah, back in the day,
the PS4 generation has done so well and deserves to not be retro for another 10 years. That changed the game. Literally, I think the PS4 is the best console of all time. But
all time? Oh wow!
In terms
That's
of
a crazy
power.
way to say Wonder Boy. No, I'm joking. I'm trying to ignore that.
But I'm very happy that you shouted out the Legacy of Goku games. I played those maybe 10 years ago for the last time I played it.
Yeah.
I think Legacy of Goku 1 doesn't age well, but Legacy of Goku 2 still, it's pretty good from what I remember. So I definitely want to replay 2. Beast Fury is pretty good as well.
Oh wow! Yeah. I completely forgot about that. Yeah.
But I really as an adult, I really appreciate the fact that they went down a different route, because like the 90% of Dragon Ball games are fighting games. Amazing. I love fighting games, but it is good to see something different as well.
Yeah, not even just fighting games, right? Like fighting games that, if I'm gonna sound like a pretentious doo-doo head, but like you shouldn't really take seriously in terms of, I don't know. I wouldn't pay to a tournament to play one of the Budokai games. Look, it's not. It's too fighters. This is why fighters was so fascinating to me, because that was like a honest to God fighting game. It's still crazy. I still suck at it, but like it was. Yeah, no, we got like everything a fighting game I guess.
Yeah.
Should have like a traditional fighting game. Should have like all the other games are still nice. The people still playing it, but like if someone goes, "Yo, I'm nice in I don't know, what's the other that 3D game?" No, it's more modern. It's more
Xenoverse.
Yeah. Someone goes, "Yo, I'm the nicest in Xenoverse. No one can touch me." I'm just gonna look at you. I'm gonna giggle like, "Oh, that's cute, man. Man. You do, yeah, man." Like,
I
I
get
got
what you
0-2 at fighters every time, but like that's actual fighting. But yeah, the way you're saying about like having different genres is very, very interesting and very refreshing. Because I think someone can correct me. I think I'm wrong. I think the reason why there's been so many like Dragon Ball games is that Bandai Namco have a license, and they got to keep making those games lest they lose the license.
Basically.
And also I think they copyrighted mini games and loading screens or some shit.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah. So why your loading screen is bland is literally because of them, man. Because back in the day, there were games that used to like, some of you kids were literally weren't born like, wow, we're that old. Yeah, let me educate. Yeah, some games had like little games you could play in between loading, so you were always doing something, right? And now they don't because someone painted that shit and we're like, yeah, no one else can do this shit, which is lame. Why would you do that? It's not gonna make me buy your game. Oh, that game has loading screen games? Copped. Like, no. But yeah.
I feel stuff like that shouldn't be patented because it's the industry that benefits from it.
Yeah.
I think that's wild. Like IPs and stuff, that's perfectly fine, obviously.
Yeah.
But like a concept of we can make mini games in your loading screen. Like, why do you want to patent that? That's like I get why you want to patent it, but I don't get why a judge is allowing
it. That makes sense. It
we're trying to trademark a number, for example. That's stupid. That shouldn't ever happen.
I'm taking you outside to Waffle House, so we're gonna have to scrabble. Like, what do you mean? Is that one of them guys said, "Yeah, let's trademark the word react, like the concept of reacting."
Yeah.
You are not slick. Why are you trying to colonize words? But let me stop, bro. We could be here all day. The arrogance of a tech man. Specific demographics in tech. Let me stop. Listen, I'm not trying to get this shit. I love this shit. I'm not trying to get it ruined. But yeah. It's so crazy they would even attempt that. Wow.
My first Dragon Ball game,
Mm-hmm.
I think is the worst Dragon Ball game I've ever played in my life. It's called Dragon Ball Final Bout. On the PS1.
Yeah.
It has a banging opening, I will say that. That put me onto like the Japanese versions of theme songs.
Yeah.
It had a great soundtrack.
Has she could have fixed? Say that's positive. That's crazy.
It had good UI.
Mm-hmm. Man. That's it.
But like actually playing the game, it was fucking dog shit. And like,
Lord.
I knew at the time this is not a good game.
It's crazy because as a kid, when you're not entertained, your game is just because there's a lot of games that kids were entertained. There's a lot of games you play as a kid and nice. You come back to like, okay, cool, I was a kid. But if as a kid, you're like, this is hang it up, brother. Like just
no good. Thank God I never got the English voice track because that shit was horrible. But even the Japanese voice acting, man, it was rough. I could recognize Goku's hairstyle, and I was like, I'll make it work.
One of them games where it's like, listen, man, you got like 3 weeks to make this game. Like,
yes, a proper ET scenario. Yeah.
Budget crunch to the max. Oh Lord of mercy.
Yeah. Thankfully, I never played Ultimate Battle 22, which was basically the same thing because a lot of the soundtracks that were on Final Bout were also on Ultimate Battle 22, albeit slightly remixed versions or with refrains and bridges and stuff. But it was basically the same soundtrack. Also a shit game. And it wasn't really until the PS2 and I played Budokai 2. Like, I think my friend had a Budokai 1 on his GameCube, and I didn't like that personally. And I think a big part of that was because their voices didn't match the ones on TV. So So I think we
Yeah.
had the Japanese only voice track.
I can't even lie. Yeah, no. Goku's Japanese voice, I had to get used to. The first time I heard it, it felt like I got fly kicked down. This is what I mean about like the American version, kind of like going for the everything has to be badass and edgy kind of voice. Because Goku's voice is, it's like Frieza.
It's
Why
quite high
won't let you get away with it? To man said Genki Dama. You're like, what did I just? Huh? I understand it now and I value it now, but it was very wild hearing it for the first time, especially when you're in your like everything has to be cool phase,
Yeah.
Fam.
If the game didn't have the English track,
I wasn't here for it. Yeah, Sean Shamble did a good job.
Oh yeah, he's Goku to me. Like shout out to Nozawa, he's an absolute legend.
For sure.
But yeah, Sean Shamble is Goku for me. But yeah, it wasn't until Budokai 2 that came out on the PS2 that I was like, oh, Dragon Ball games can be good. All right, let's go. I loved it. I think the Kamehameha was blue in this game versus one where it was yellow. That was another.
Oh, yellow.
Yeah. What's that, brother?
What's that? Nasty.
I couldn't. Yeah, blue Kamehamehas. And now I appreciate it so much more. The story mode is a board game. That is really cool. So, obviously, you've watched Dragon Ball, you have a gist of what the story is. You don't need to see it for the 17th time, right?
Yeah.
So they tried to change it up with the board game, and it still generally follows the story, but the stages are different, and you can change the characters that you are. Goku's always going to be one of your leader, but you can always change your teammates. And that can cause
like a strategy RPG kind of thing, where it's just like, that's cool. That's cool.
If you wanted to go canon, you can have Piccolo go against Nappa, or if you just wanted to see what would happen, you could put Kid Trunks in against Nappa.
I can't lie, I have to give Xenoverse props for that type of stuff because they do a lot of what ifs, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah. Xenoverse 1, amazing game in terms of content. And even gameplay, I feel like it did a good job. It's not amazing.
It's cool.
The goal to go, the story, let's mess with it. Let's completely remix it from the top. Love that.
Yeah, especially because again, if you played 27 of these games, honestly, question. Do you reckon it'd be a good way for someone to catch up if they can't be bothered to watch 300 plus episodes? Can they play these games and actually be like, okay, I'm up to speed now? Obviously, they'd be missing out on a lot of nuance, but they'd get the general gist, right? Because
I would say yeah. Depends on the game. So Budokai 1 definitely, because the cutscenes are very one-to-one, more or less.
Yeah.
Budokai 2 less so, because you will still get the story, but it's kind of different. I think Budokai 2 kind of assumes there's Dragon Ball.
Okay.
It still tells the story, but if you haven't seen the anime, you have nothing to compare it to. So you're like, okay, that's different. You would just think that's the story. Budokai 3, you could definitely play and just get the story. If you play, so basically, Budokai 3 story mode is you play through one character's entire Dragon Ball campaign. So if you play through Kid Gohan, you have 3 fights. If you play through Goku, you go through the entire story. And you can understand the story through Goku's story mode. You can understand the story through, I guess, Vegeta's point of view through his story and stuff like that. I would say yes.
I had to throw it out there. I had to, sorry.
Yeah, you're not even wrong. You're not even wrong to do. You're not even wrong. It's kind of sad because even when he wins, he loses.
You know what it is. You know what it is. I will respect Vegeta fans that what they glean from Vegeta taking these L's is that even though he is an abject loser with a receding hairline, even though he's getting murked on a daily, he has the tenacity to not give up. He has pride of himself. That lesson, I respect that, innit? I respect that. But if it's no, he's just a bad man, I'm like, listen, man, take your margin tattoo and leave, fam.
You are a terrible human being. You just gave me the biggest backhanded compliment. It felt like it. But I I love the Majin Vegeta thing because it's a midlife crisis. It's so good.
When you put it like that, that's crazy.
So
That's good. They're never beating that. No, Vegeta fans never beating allegations, man. They're not. You're not beating that, bro. Man says it's a midlife crisis.
It is. Like,
People, bro.
I love Vegeta, but like he's a terrible human being. But it's a midlife crisis. His best look. He has no friends, right? He killed his best friend, and then this guy that he hated, who I mean, he spends all his time around and thinking about. He's gone. So he even goes, I'll never fight again. I've got nothing to live for. He comes back and he's like, I'm gonna fight you. I need to do this. I need to know if I'm better than you. Sells his soul, kills like thousands of people. That's a midlife crisis. You get one fight.
No, Big Man, no, you've actually alerted me to so much more. Yeah, I am on his neck forever because he just reminded me. This is post him being enslaved and stuff, and he still went to kill people. Yeah, man. Yeah, Vegeta fans, man. Look, open your eyes, man. What are you endorsing, my guys?
He's a go-getter. You just have to worry about how he's
going. Man. He gets them L's of tenacity, bro. he seizes the carpe elem, not even DM. Yo. I know someone's out here like got the Arthur fist for the last 30 minutes. Listen, man, it's okay. Breathe. Pick a new character to like. It's okay. Yeah, no.
But yeah, to answer your question, yeah, you could play the game and just know what the story is if you didn't at the time, because like with the Ultimate Ninja Storm series with Naruto, I could do that. I don't have to watch certain series. If I don't want to watch Shippuden, I could play through the later games. If you didn't watch part 1, you could play through the first Naruto game. It's the same with a lot of the Dragon Ball games.
So you're telling me I could do a One Piece? I know someone screamed just now. Yeah, because I might dress Rosa. I was watching back in the day. I stopped at Fishman Island because what was that?
What is a terrible arc?
Someone I made someone very angry right now. I'll tell you right now. I'll fight you. Let's go IHOP or something. Let's. But yeah, no. That's like, if that's a good way to catch up, then that's probably the way I'll probably start looking at certain series just to freshen up and stuff.
I would say there are no good One Piece games, so good luck. But if you want to enjoy One Piece, I would say the best way is through the manga because it cuts out all of that shitty filler. You still have to go through Fishman Island. You still have to go through Thriller Bark. But the good stuff is good.
Yeah. Listen, I could argue. Yeah, no, I'm one of those people. I'm willing to box a One Piece fan. I'm a One Piece fan, innit? But I'm willing to box one of you like diehards, innit? Like verbally, of course. Unless you really want to check out, but that's another discussion entirely. Because your conduct, you know what? Your conduct, I'm putting at you specifically, One Piece fan 229. You, I don't even know.
229.
Someone's gonna be like, wait, what are you saying that's beautiful? You man. I put all of you in Vegeta fan category. Like, anyway, that's
yeah. We got so far off the track.
Yeah, we did.
I actually wanted to ask you your favorite Dragon Ball games and why, unless you named all of them already.
Honestly, again, favorite, like by far and away, I like Fighters a lot. I like watching it. After a while, it's a bit mad because I suck in it, so it's kind of depressing. I love fighting games. Don't ask me if I'm good at them, but I love them so much. So like seeing like the technical prowess needed to do shit is very exciting, isn't it? Yeah, and obviously Legacy of Goku 1 and 2, man, will always be like, yeah, those are my first Dragon Ball games, so they'll always be in my heart. Yeah, again, I didn't really have a home console, so like the Budokais and all them, like I look at them, I'm like, it's pretty cool, but I wasn't there in it. So like when that new thing got announced and everyone was losing their minds, I was just like, you know what? That Bashi lyric in Black Boys when he's like, when this guy when Kanye won his Mercury, I was like, personally, he didn't know him personally, but I was like, well done, innit? I'm like, congratulations, you got your goodies, But yeah.
That's fair. No, that's more than fair. Yeah, like I said, Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2 was like the first one where I was really, wow, okay. So I think these Dragon Ball games can be a successful thing. I really want to play a lot more of these, and just to get more of the story, because some of the games you get like what ifs, So in Budokai 2, you can be Super Buu and absorb Vegeta. You can absorb
yo.
Tien and Yamcha and get weaker. You can absorb
That's
Frieza.
crazy.
You,
Frieza.
you do the Goku and Hercule fusion, which is
I saw.
hilarious.
I've seen on Twitter that. Yeah. Hercule.
There's two versions. It's funny.
There's two. I need to see the other one. Oh god. But they did Goku. Hey, yo.
There's one with basically Goku's face with Hercule's mustache and afro.
Hey,
And
yo.
there's one with Hercule's face with Goku's hair. So that chin is mad.
That Hulk Hogan, yeah, that oh my goodness. Oh my god, I don't know if I want to see that.
It's fun. Budokai 3 is my favorite Dragon Ball Z game. Just because it felt the closest to watching the anime with all of the teleportation, the skill. There's layered combat, so there's blocking, obviously there's everything apart from the Dragon Rush, which is a rock, paper, scissors combat system. I hate that. But everything else in terms of like the blocking and the beam clashes, there's a weird moment if you hit each other with a heavy move, you go into this weird thing where you have to like rotate the sticks as fast as you can. That was cool.
Yeah.
Just like seeing all of the death moves and the ultimate moves, the cinematics really, resonated with me. There was a really good game on the Game Boy Advance called Dragon Ball Advanced Adventure. Really good game. So that's Dragon Ball. That's Goku from episode 1 to King Piccolo. Game. It's a side scroller which also had a fighting game mode. So that was cool.
Yo, okay.
Please remake that for a home console.
Yo, Switch is right there. You know what to do.
Yeah. There's this GT game called Dragon Ball GT Transformations, which is a side scroller.
Yeah.
Technically a beat 'em up, I'd say. That's a fun game. Like it's not top 10 or anything, but that mechanically sound really good game. Super Sonic Warriors is one of the best games, even though it's just pens. You're just throwing pens at each other. It's like it's like that doesn't make sense until you play it. Like it's actually wacky, but it's so much fun at the same time. And that does a better job of doing. Oh, you're playing as Vegeta. This is his point of view. Oh, you're playing as 18. This is her point of view throughout the entire series. And if you are Frieza and you do your death ball and your attack hits the ground, a timer shows up, and when that timer hits 0, the stage explodes and everyone dies, and I love it.
That's actually kind of sick. That's legit sick.
You make that face for the PS5. Thank you.
Hey, do it. You just reminded me. They have tried something different, but it does also feel the cash grab at the same time. You know that game is basically Dead by Daylight, but like Dragon Ball.
Oh yeah,
that's a really funny concept thinking about it, because like realistically, you get found in 2 seconds flat, right? Yeah. But the fact that they made a thing, it's crazy. You have to pay for it though, which was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, but they tried. They tried. You know.
Yeah. You can't fault them.
You know, they should do like, I don't know, fucking Dragon Ball at the Olympic Games. Yo, just Z5s play football.
It could work. I mean, it could work.
Z5's playing American football, but they can fly as well. Like that would be a weird. Listen, Bandai Namco. Listen. Let's talk.
I did like Xenoverse 1. I personally like Burst Limit, but I know that's not a good game.
Oh, that and Raging Blast with that weird alien.
Raging Blast is a terrible game.
Yeah, it was very interesting having the camera angle from behind. That was interesting. But
that is really good because like you had Budokai 1, 2, and 3, and I was thinking, okay, what more can you do here? Because Budokai 3 is really good. Where like 2, so 1 goes up to Cell Saga, 2 goes up to the Buu Saga, and then 3 has GT and the movies as well. So like,
nice.
The Broly and Cooler, Bardock, Super Saiyan 4, Gogeta, and all of that. And then there was no Budokai 4, but you got Tenkaichi, which was the first game that had the behind the back angle. So like Tenkaichi 1, you had like 17 Goku models because they couldn't transform in game. But then Tenkaichi 2 and 3, they could. So that really was like the I guess the genesis of like games like Xenoverse and Raging Blast and stuff like that. Whereas Burst Limit came from Budokai because it was meant to be like side-on 2.5D and it was meant to look real nice.
Yeah. Mentally,
I think it was overly ambitious because they did like mid-fight cutscenes, which yeah.
So let me play. What are you doing?
Yeah, that was it. That was the effect that it had. I guess they thought it would be like, oh, this is from the show. You know, when Piccolo saves Gohan, yeah, that plays, but then it just interrupts the flow, and it didn't really work.
Damn, hate to see it.
But Fighters is the best Dragon Ball game mechanically. I'm not great at it, but that's because it's an actual fighting game, not an anime fighting game. And that really got me into the esports.
What's your team? What's your team? What do you run?
I haven't played in years, but what I could remember, I was hit.
Okay, nice. Look at the snails.
I was. If we're talking like base roster, I think I was Super Saiyan Goku, and I actually can't remember. Let's go with Frieza.
Okay,
I remember those three a lot.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna say my team. People gonna start logging off immediately.
No, say your team, bro.
GT Goku. The time, exactly, Gotenks. People hate me. And Goku Black. I actually like Goku Black from an aesthetic standpoint. Not when he talks, but aesthetically it's clean, pink. Again, top 3 color. So man said I can't be Goku. I'm just steal, the car in it, aka his body. Crazy. Man said I'm gonna hijack the thing. It's man now. You made this body, I made this body.
Super did a couple of things right, and they made a couple of really intriguing characters. Goku Black, really intriguing. Obviously, gave us the best line in Dragon Ball history when Trunks says, "Stop shooting! This man isn't black."
Oh, shit, I forgot about that. Oh, I know they were laughing in the booth. Like, are we allowed to? Yes, you can say it. But if you hear one laugh, you're getting fired. If I hear one giggle.
If one laugh makes it to the final cut.
Yeah, you're all getting cancelled, and I have no... Listen, 007, if you get caught, we will absolve ourselves from you. Like, Agent 47, you get caught sniggering, listen, man, it's you. It's you in it. It's your head. But yeah.
And Hit. I really liked Hit.
Hit's cool.
I thought Frost had a cool look, but I mean Frieza regen. But Hit was cool, not just in the design, the aesthetic, but also in terms of concept. No ki blasts. I can't tell you the last enemy that didn't use ki blast and was credible was. So I think they did a really good.
Yeah, even what's really funny, the concept of like Golden Frieza. Like man said, so you see that fight where Goku fought for his life and did all that training for. Yeah, like Frieza didn't actually contemplate the concept of training, and now he has. Have fun. It's like, for example, think about this. I want you to imagine a gorilla. Have you noticed that we haven't taken a man to gym? They've never been gym. They've never bench pressed. They never pushed weight. We've also haven't teach them martial arts. Now imagine if a gorilla went for an intensive year of weightlifting, bare whey protein, all of that, and also the martial arts. Now put them in the ring with somebody. Yeah, I can't like that's a live league.
Would be extinguished.
That's a live league special, bro. No, you don't want to see that. But yeah, that's like that concept of something horrifying. Like you're already crazy strong, and you just didn't know the concept of hard work, bro. Bro,
it's really good. Man. Yeah,
really good analogy. Also, just the running gag that man just bare racist. Hello, monkeys. Like the energy he can. That enslaved whole race is calling it. Listen, man, Frieza, man. I know you little lizard, man. That's
never beaten the allegations.
Yeah, even in Super does some really interesting things, like his relationship with Goku. They still hate each other, but they also know each other. So when they're fighting with Jiren and stuff, they've got this weird synchronicity that's like, this is a very interesting concept. It's a shame about like overall, but like this is a very interesting concept. I like it. Yeah.
I agree. Frieza would definitely be wearing a MAGA hat if it was real.
Hey, no way, man said make Earth great again. Man said make universe. I forgot what number. Great again. Listen. Yeah, no, Frieza. Even just like apparently like the Frieza race, just like more often than not, you're just a charlatan. It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, you're basically an aristocrat, aren't you? Because like, look at Cooler, look at Cold, even Chilled. Like,
I love the naming conventions of fam. The Dragon Ball naming conventions are amazing. It's amazing.
yeah,
Cooler, Freezer, Chilled, Cold. What's next? Ice Pole? Amazing. Immediate, bro. Massive. 99p Flake. We got fucking Twister. We got Solero. We got friggin' Magnum. Yo, that goes so mad. So
shout out Toriyama for his naming conventions.
Fam,
the Saiyans all named after vegetables.
Fam.
And it got to a point where I was trying to find out. Yeah, it got to a point where I was trying to find out which vegetable are you related to. Like,
is that Gohan's like rice or just mean like that's Gohan's like breakfast in Japanese? Like, wait, what? Vegetables? What? Huh? You're just like Krillin is like a shrimp. Like I think like the actual Japanese.
He's a chestnut.
Hey, yo, I mean his head top is kind of crazy still, so I buy it. Yeah. Whole time my Krillin fans, you know what I'm saying? Yamcha, I'm getting Yam.
Yeah.
What's Tien then? Tien Shinhan. I don't know what's going on. That sounds like a regular name as well. The most regular name out of all of them.
I mean, you know which one doesn't care for. But like you know, Piccolo and all the woodwind instruments, the other instruments, I should say, like drum, tambourine.
So what is Dende like a djembe drum? Is that?
I don't know about Dende.
Further leads into the Mandem theory of Piccolo. Man said Dende djembe. Oluwa Djembe. No, I'm joking. That's crazy. Oluwa Djembe is crazy. No,
that's wild.
Listen. Especially if you're not black, don't say that. Don't call anyone Oluwa Djembe. You'll get impacted. You will get impacted. I'm warning you in it. Like Oluwa Djembe. That sounds hard to say. Anyway, let me start. That's a mad segment. But yeah, no, the naming convention. Bulma briefs. Yeah, trunks briefs. I forgot the sister's name.
Bra, technically.
Bra briefs.
Yeah. Bra briefs. That's a mad name, you know. That's insane.
Yeah, that's my name. I'm dressing up like fully. Just you're not getting anything out of me, bro. I'm a nun, okay? Yeah. I'm fully Cole's head down to toe. You can't do that shit to me. Yeah. Also, for no reason, shout out Bulma's mum.
Yep,
she's cute. I just thought I'd say. Anyway, yeah.
You know, shout out to Team 4-Star because they came up with a great line. Everyone just calls me MILF. I don't get it. I don't know why.
Completely forgot about that line. But yeah, seeing Bulma's mom for the first time, what? I'm not complaining, but what? Because it's very interesting because that show's never. I mean, outside of Dragon Ball, because Dragon Ball did to some problematic degree. Never really did fans. Z never really had fans of it, if I remember correctly. Not really. Not more than today's current team. I mean, actually, to be fair, tell a lie. Listen, man, if you let Beefy Minute had a hell of fan service unintentionally, maybe sure, but like it was there. But like in a way that makes the room uncomfortable, I don't think it was there much.
Yeah.
Heck, I kind of like giving Roshi development and Super on that aspect. It was very, very weird. But also, I appreciate the spirit. I guess. But yeah. So seeing Bulma's mom was like a bit like, oh, interesting. But then like you get shot for like 2 seconds, so you forget what you're even thinking about anyway. Yeah. But shouts to her in it, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah, I mean, you know, we talked a lot about Super, and we do kind of have Dragon Ball Evolution to thank for that.
Oh, you gave me psychic. That I got migraine. I can't lie. I didn't watch it for like a decade out of principle. Just seeing it, I got so pissed. I was like, "How dare you?" And I was like, "No, let me be a grown up, man. Let me just watch." I watched like 10 minutes. You know, an anime we like. There's blood everywhere. Like I was spraying my whole wall.
Yeah.
It's just. I'm actually in probably a small camp of I believe you can make good live action stuff. You just have to care. You just have to care.
Yeah.
You just have to care, and they didn't seem to.
Yeah. Like the argument of live action is trash automatically is unintelligent in my opinion.
Skill issue.
That's it. Skill based issue. You just need to know what the property is and give them enough of a shit to put
Yeah.
the original mangaka's vision onto the screen, and also the budget.
Mm,
It's clear that Dragon Ball Evolution was just a cash grab.
mm.
Like Akira was really like, don't do this. Here are my suggestions. And they ignored them. So at that point,
Arrogance, Western arrogance.
yeah. But we have seen good stuff. Like Bleach was a really good live action. A
I
lot
still
of
need
people
to
really
see
like,
that actually. The Bleach live action? Okay. If you're concerning it, I'll give it a watch.
yeah. A lot of people like the One Piece live action.
Yeah, surprisingly. Yeah, I vibed with it. Like, I would say the probably the least good point was the VFX. Like, it could be a bit more punchy because it felt like it could be a bit more snappy, a bit more forceful in it. I felt like a lot of those scenes like lacked force. And also Zora's sword bending, we saw that frame. We all saw that. Why did you do that? Stop that. But like, yeah, no, it was actually it was good. It was good. Honestly, I would recommend it to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was just Evolution was just a bad. It doesn't help because that was the oldest one as well, so it doesn't help. Like the education wasn't as much there, or the sensibilities. But yeah, that's just a bad example of live action. All that to say, we have that to thank for Battle of Gods, Resurrection F, Superhero, Super, and Daima, which is coming out in autumn this year. Now, Daima is a weird one because it's like Dragon Ball Rugrats. They've made all the main characters into children's chibis. So I will firstly say I was not interested in this series at all. And then obviously Toriyama-san passed away, so I'm gonna watch it in support. But what are your thoughts about Daima?
I'm honestly in the same position you was. I saw this and I was like, "Oh, you guys are rinsing the thing, man." And then our goat left us for greener pastures, and they mentioned that it was one of the last things he had actually worked on, like directly between that and like Sandland. So I was like, "Yeah, no, I gotta rep the thing. I will give it a fair shake, give it an actual chance. If it's dead, then there's no helping that. But if it's surprising, I got nothing to lose. I can give it a shot. I don't even have it. I don't know what I'm gonna be like, oh, I hope this and that. No, I don't know what to expect. So my expectations are near nil. So this is a good chance for it to be like a nice home run or whatever direction it takes. As for Sparking Zero, looks cool. I like recently they had some marketing videos like would you like to go speed or power? And I thought that was like, a pretty nice set. And looking at like some gameplay, I'm like, again, the back of my head is like, be a grown up, man. You got fighters, like just chill. In it. I would like to play this in a room with people. I don't know I hope that's because nowadays the art of like split screen and like couch gaming it's crazy. Like bring it back. What's wrong with you? But I'm hoping it's a case of you can invite people over, you all at drinks and stuff, and just go crazy. It looks interesting. Like it looks great. Like from a visual standpoint, I'm willing to give it a fair shake again. This is one of those things where it's like this would effectively be my first full-on style of this game, I guess.
Right,
so just to really see how it feels mechanically, especially if they do the whole thing where it's like, power beam clashes and which I've done in like other games, but like what I mean in terms of like a home console experience, big budget, all of that shit. So it looks cool. I'm interested. I'm intrigued in both of these things. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably more intrigued in Sandland per se. I know that's a bit of a segue, but it's also Akira Toriyama, so
go ahead.
Because I remember I read the one shot way back again to a point where I should probably read it again. It's been that long, so it's going to be very interesting seeing things that he's done outside of Dragon Ball. I mean, this Dragon Quest is right there, and it's very interesting seeing his art style outside of a Dragon Ball focus, like what he can bring to the table. I mean, if you read Dr. Slump, seen Arale and all this, and you see what he can do. But I'm interested in these projects and just to check out, just to, if not, just pay homage to the GOAT. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I hear that. Yeah, in regards to Sparking Zero, I'm actually excited about it. So growing up, I wasn't really the biggest fan of Tenkaichi, which is where the 3D model and gameplay started. I played it because it was more Dragon Ball, but yeah, if I'm being real, I was really a Budokai boy. I really liked, traditional. You have two fighters on the screen, and that's it. Yeah, but I'm willing to give it a try because obviously Toriyama has passed away, but also it looks different to all the Tenkaichi games. It looks different to Raging Blast, and I think those were the games that were so bad that I was like, I think I'm done with Dragon Ball games. So I'm looking forward to coming back to a new Dragon Ball game. Obviously, Fighters is the most recent game that I've been obsessed with. And that's still, that's still going to be the best Dragon Ball game for me until something, dethrones it. Which I don't think Sparking Zero will. I don't think it's going to be taken seriously as a fighting game. I don't think it's going to Evo or anything. But that's not its purpose. Its purpose is to obviously sell and pull in Dragon Ball fans, current and old. And I think it's going to succeed in that because the looks are really, really nice. That game looks so clean. You mentioned the power versus speed thing, and I love that. One of my big problems with the old Tenkaichi games were a lot of characters just fought the same way to the point that they had the exact same strings. You can argue that with Budokai, with it, to an extent, but like Boo played very differently to Self, who played very differently to Frieza, who played differently to a human, who played differently to one of the Saiyans. So I do wonder how different the two base play styles will play. And obviously you can tell from a look who's going to be what. Like Dispo is going to be speed, Broly's going to be power. I'm very excited to find out more about the game because they've already revealed that you can parry beams, which is cool.
I said, hold that. Yeah.
You can do beam clashes, of course. And obviously this is going to include characters up to Super. Hopefully it will have Beast Gohan. Hopefully it will have
fam. Oh shit. Even Piccolo got formed. Dragon Piccolo, fam. Honestly, that was a long time coming. Our brother, that is it. Although Piccolo with the
you say Oluwa Piccolo.
Oluwa Piccolo with the Agusi soup install, you know what I'm saying, man?
Wow.
Man ate food, man got tongue. No, I respect it. Like, I know it's a bit of a segue. No, you just reminded me because, Piccolo did have a transformation. Also, Super Broly. I growing up, I despised Z Broly. I just hate overly tonk, overly muscle brain. Oh, Goku cried, so now I'm gonna be a rampage. And this man was a menace, clotheslining kids. Like he was, and his reason for it made me so bad. It was like you're just an idiot, bro. And then Super came out, and like they remodeled man's now a cool ass himbo. Like when he switches, he still looks aesthetically pleasing, and he still looks amazing. Good job, whoever's idea that was. That was some cool shit. Anyway, I it just hit my head. I had to let it out. You know what I'm saying?
I might say something controversial.
Oh, you hate him. You think he's.
No, I don't hate Super Broly. I prefer Z Broly.
Oh.
Here's my caveat. Here's my caveat.
Okay.
Broly 2 and Bio Broly should never exist. Broly should have one movie because he's a one movie villain.
Yes.
But that first movie is quite good because the premise is, there's a Saiyan rampaging and he's destroying planets. You are the last Saiyan. You are Prince Vegeta. You are the king. I'm a Saiyan. Let's rebuild planet Vegeta. Obviously, it's a trap, but it's this nice cat and mouse game, hide and seek, where Goku and Vegeta are trying to find this legendary Super Saiyan, and it's literally right in front of them, and they can't see it because he's so weak that he's hiding in plain sight.
We see Broly asparagus.
And then you throw in the Goku crying stuff. This is a stretch on my part because I have no medical education, but I associated Broly's rage to Goku. And obviously Goku's crying is a one thing, but I reasoned that because Goku was crying so much, Broly thinks that's why those Saiyan soldiers tried to kill Broly. And Broly just recognizes Goku's energy. I'm just gonna put it out
Man
there.
said the head canon is it was a Pavlovian response.
Yes.
Now Goku is the source of his trauma. And so you know what? The way Goku's been in Super. Listen, man, I don't doubt it. I don't. It's valid.
Obviously, thanks. There's no explanation anywhere that I can find to back that up. But I think that Broly associates obviously him almost dying to Goku crying. Right?
I hear. So you're saying if you a therapist Z fighter just there to be like, so how does it make you feel, Broly? As before he's about to bang someone in the face, he's just like, I don't know. He says Kakarot, something like a Pokemon. Kakarot. Yes, indeed. Yes, I see. What you need to understand, Broly, is that sometimes in like fully just he walks out of that room like proper chill, like just base form, like yeah, man, I'm good. Yeah, I had my Kit Kat, I had a break. Yeah, you just reminded me though. Didn't Vegeta cry during this stuff? Wasn't he shook? Wasn't he shook, man?
You know what? Look. The Vegeta Appreciation Society would like for that film to be stricken off the record from the point of view of Vegeta, because what happens is he freezes and he starts crying and he's like, oh, he's gonna kill us all, there's no point in fighting, to the point where Piccolo just like chucks him off a cliff. It is bad. Vegeta's not beating the allegations.
I like how you distance yourself. I like it like Vegeta's not. The
hairline resembles McDonald's arches. It's a bit mad. Like I don't know. That film was a very bad showing for him. It's just bad.
Technically we can say it wasn't canon, so you can allow it. I'll give you guys defenses for free. It's okay. The
thing is, Broly's so cool. I want it to be canon.
I can't lie. The concept of him, like his power level rising and like the whole scene basically changing hues and colors and shit. That was a very big brain. That was a big brain. Whoever's idea that was, clap it up. That was some big brain shit, honestly. Because it just, I was like, this you're like, this is unholy. Like, what, bro? What is this guy changed the hue? Imagine walking into a room and someone gets so angry. You look at your arm and it's blue. Like, no, I'm leaving. Have my money. I don't listen, man. Listen. The account's empty, but I have the card anyway. Just don't harm me. Don't touch, man. That's crazy to me. Whew.
Broly movie 2 is just rubbish. It is for the sole purpose of having Goku, Gohan, and Goten do the family Kamehameha. And Bio Broly, I can't believe that made it out of the drafts personally.
Yeah. Listen, we gotta get this money somehow. Y'all come to the cinema. Bro, I said rent was due. You gotta bank something out quickly. Listen, you got a week. Do it now. Fam, you just made me realize why the hell is Chi-Chi not in Fighters? Or Launch?
I don't have an answer for that.
Listen, put Oolong in there as well, man. Because I'm tired of 16 Gokus. I want to see the characters no one talks about do some shit, man. Yajirobe.
Yajirobe would be cool.
Imagine Yajirobe fighting his sword and shit. Vegeta, like his dramatic finish against Vegeta. I cut your tail off. You ain't. Oh my gosh. You don't have the sauce to deal with me.
So Tenkaichi 3, I think, has Yajirobe playable.
Oh, that's hard. Okay.
I think Garlic Jr. playable.
Oh my! I forgot. Vampire. That shit scared me. Dragon Ball concept with vampires? Nah, bro. I didn't realize I was filler as well, so I'm just watching this like just distraught. Like, vampires? No, not in this universe. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But man said was also Garlic Jr. I know he smelled crazy. How you be a vampire called Garlic?
Man. Oh, and his team is like ginger and spice and pepper and
everything nice. Ginger, spice, everything nice. Get down, like As you wish.
They were basically the Garlic Ginyu boys in it. So
Garlic, yo, Guinea Boys. Listen, man. If I make like a parody album, just the Guinea Force, like just having like a rap gram album, just Guinea Boys, that'd go crazy.
Hey,
Track 1, Trading Places. Track 2, Raccoon Freestyle. Just big buddy like Raccoon. Like, hey yo. Track 3, Space Australia. You know. Track 4, The Fastest, and it's just Butter just like reeling off lyrics at 170 BPM. Just man's on D&B. He's spitting on D&B. It's crazy, fam. Then Time Stop, and it's just like a track of silence because like he's in a booth. He just like stops breathing, and like he's just there, like you can't catch me. Yeah, no, that'd go crazy.
I mean, that concept is so solid. I think you've just got to make it happen.
Oh shit! Me, hey yo. I'm like, yo, who wants to be Raccoon? I need someone with a big body voice. Let's go. Why are they in fires? I know they're in as moves and stuff. I want it to be their own thing. Like, bruh.
It will be a Sparking Zero.
Oh, you know what? I'm here for it. Yeah.
Let's move on to the overall influence of Akira Toriyama, because we've spoken to death about Dragon Ball, and I personally could go on for another 8 hours talking about Dragon Ball. Don't test me, I will do it. But let's talk about his influence on the entire scene, because Dragon Ball, and specifically Z, was the anime that broke into the West to the point now where I wanted to say Mexico, but like if I'm wrong, I didn't mean it. A country illegally streamed Battle of Gods, or was it?
I think it was Mexico. I think it was Mexico. Yeah.
That is insane. The government illegally streaming.
The feds themselves like, no, scooch over. I'm watching.
The feds were there watching.
They're just there like, oh, are you gonna take this down? What, take what down? Excuse me, if you don't pull up,
I don't see anything here. Yeah, I don't see anything.
I don't see nothing. My shades are on, bro. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, no. Oh,
yeah.
Iconic.
It truly, broke into the West. There've been great anime before, like Fist of the North Star, and obviously Cowboy Bebop is a massive hit. But the effect and impact that Dragon Ball had on the world is crazy. And going beyond the West, go into like South Africa, for example, Goku is recognizable. He's the most recognizable anime character of all time.
For sure. So
let's talk about mangaka and series produced by Dragon Ball Z, and not even just mangaka, because we could just have a back and forth here. Sonic, based on Dragon Ball.
Oh, for sure. Super Sonic? Come on, forget about
the Chaos Emeralds.
7 Emeralds, 7 Dragon Balls. Listen,
Shadow is a Vegeta regen.
except Shadow has Source, so Shadow fans, you're off the hook. Don't worry about it.
I mean, I will not let my anger, your anti-Vegeta agenda, make me an anti-Shadow hater. I love Shadow. I think he's great.
You can get your link back somewhere else. That'll be another time. Don't worry about it.
I can't wait for him to show up in Sonic 3 because it's happening.
Hey, yo. Hey, I want to see who voices him, because it just over as Knuckles was crazy enough, but it works. But that's besides the point. In terms of, fam. Oh, Akira's influence is not to be understated. Like it just hits everywhere. Like every parody episode of anything that has a Dragon Ball. Kids Next Door had a Dragon Ball parody with the Delightful Kids were down the lane with all like 5 instances of Frieza. Number 4 was a guy called Number 4Ku. Google it up, 4Ku. You'll see that the massive hit, fam. The bubblegum ball instead of Kamehameha. Like, just so many influences. Like, you see, what's interesting, this is kind of out of my remit, but there is a lot of, there's been a few magical girl shows, right? Anime. That, like, for some reason, they just got elite animators. Like, watch some magical girl fights, you'll be so surprised. And some of them, it's just like, yo, that's literally, that's Dragon Ball. You're definitely a Dragon Ball person, whoever animated this. Like, oh, there, fam, just the initial impact of hearing of his passing. Bro, I was besides myself. I never thought a celebrity, leaving us would legitimately cry. Fam, I was just like, wow, he meant so much to so many people in so many ways. If you've seen like the the official messages of mangaka he's influenced. So like Masashi Kishimoto and the like, and they're just like, yeah, no, he was that guy. I was reading. I'm here because of him. So many people are like that. It's crazy, and one can only hope to have some sort of impact on the world that, you know, people feel that way when you're gone. Because like you see it everywhere. Even like, this is a really random segue. Like sometimes you be reading stuff, for example, I know it's a very controversial manga series or something, but when it wasn't, I was reading Seven Deadly Sins, right? And in the manga, there are certain panels, certain frames. So I'm just like, hey, I think there's influence here. This low-key kind of looks similar to a timeline where Dragon Ball was modernized or released today, All-Star wise. I ain't talking about story. Everyone can have arguments about that all day, but All-Star wise. It's like, for example, random segue example, like listen to Tyler the Creator's music. I'm like, oh, this is sick. This is residency. Why? And then you see an interview and he's like, yeah, man, Pharrell was one of my biggest interests. He was also one of my, I'm like, okay, that makes perfect sense now. Is that one of them things? So if Suzuki Nakaba said, yeah, man, Akira Toriyama is my guy, I'd be like, I see it in your art. You can see it in a lot of people's art. And it's just like from many, like he already blew even before he made Dragon Ball, you know what I mean? Like Dr. Slump, stuff that people over here are fully unaware of, his Dragon Quest influence, like basically the grandfather of like RPGs, right? Yeah. When people suddenly be like, oh, Dragon Quest is a bit too stealthy, I'm like, shut up, that's the grandpappy. It's allowed to do whatever it wants at this point. Like everyone got it from him, so you know, him saying like they never switched up. But anyway, that's another discussion. But like around the world, people just stop still. Fam, we had international addresses. Like, also like some of the Chinese government at some point was like, yeah we'd like to thank. Imagine whole countries being like, yeah, no, thank you for everything you've done, bro. That had me feeling some type of way. Just legendary, and it will still continue. There are still kids for the first time going, yo, who that guy with the yellow hair? And then some 30-plus-year-old man, one tear. My child, let me talk to you about the legend of Dragon Ball. And it's just, there's certain people who have reached a certain pinnacle where his influence will never die. He's one of them, man. Like, Goku is synonymous with Superman. I don't care what anyone says. Like, there's Goku. Superman, Batman, Goku, Angela Anaconda. No, I'm joking, not Angela Anaconda. But like, just like iconic characters that will like
oh my god,
stand the test of time. And I would like to wonder, like, was he aware of all the love he got? Was he aware of the influence he had, like I said like earlier, on the Black community, on the Hispanic community, on just people in general? Does he understand the amount of lives he has changed and touched? And I hope, you know, if the Afterlife has action replays, I hope they just, you know, have like a "this is your life" thing, and it's just him just getting dapped up for like eternity, because like, it's, you know what I mean? Like, oh, so good. Love that guy. Listen, Mr. Toriyama, thank you. Thank you, dog. Shit, man. I'm in my feels. No, but yeah, no, for real. Like, yeah. Amazing influence. Just literally, it's really weird being able to say this specific person who I've never met, you know, from a country I've never been to, specifically has such a foundational and core role in my entire being. It is like, once to start to think about that, I couldn't help but feel existential and couldn't, like, you know, felt like some type of way. Amazing. I know I'm gushing, but like, listen, man. Whew.
This is the time to
fam, one can only hope to have any sort of legacy anywhere near that, because I don't even know. Like, did he know at the time when making all this stuff? Like, yeah, this gonna be gas. This gonna change the streets forever, man.
I do wonder if he knew. I think when Z was happening, I feel like he knew by then how big it was. Maybe not how big it was going to be, but like, now there's like a lot of stories about how his editors would be like, oh, you got to keep making Dragon Ball. It's making us so much money.
Yeah, more. I heard it was supposed to end at the Cell Saga, or Gohan was supposed to be the protagonist. Like, Goku's supposed to leave us, and it might have been like a JoJo situation where just like a new thing. But apparently the original readers back then were like, no. So I have words for them, but like, that's besides the point. But yeah.
From what I understand, it was meant to end at Frieza. The series was so popular.
It was meant to end at Frieza. Oh, shit.
Yeah. So that's why like Namek explodes and Goku's like gone.
Oh yeah, it does feel kind of like big brain, like it feels a bit final. Yeah,
And
yeah.
like that wraps up the entire series because obviously Goku's a monkey, he's got a tail, and then you find out why why he's in Earth in the first place. So after Frieza, the series was just so popular, so he made the Android Saga. The editor didn't like the look of 19 and 20.
Oh,
so Toriyama, a clown and an old person, no one's gonna take him seriously. So he drew 17 and 18. And then the editor was like, those are those are kids. No one's going to take them seriously. So he drew Cell. Apparently, the first form Cell was so ugly that he had to draw second form Cell.
Yeah.
Was still unappealing, so he drew Perfect Cell. And I think at that point, everyone kind of gave up. I think you're right. Gohan was meant to take the mantle after... first of all, I think you're right. It was meant to end the Cell. Still really popular. Gohan was meant to be the protag.
Yeah. My guy.
Backlash. I would say backlash happened. Whether it got to the point of death threats and not stuff like that, I don't know.
Wow. Oh, can you imagine?
I will say the fans did not want Gohan to be the main character. The fans did not want Goten to be the main character.
That's so crazy to me. That would have been so amazing from different. Listen, man.
Look. In hindsight, that's the way it should have gone. Goku should have stayed dead. Vegeta should have died when he did the suicide move against Boo, and you got Gohan and Goten and Trunks growing up, and they have to solve the problem of Boo. That would have been a better story. Hey, Toriyama was like, "Where the money at?"
I hear it. When we finally find out how to do multi-universe traversal, I can read that manga and see how that ends out. But until then,
but yeah, like you quite rightly said, Kishimoto, the mangaka of Naruto, and Oda, One Piece mangaka, they would not be where they are right now if it's not for Dragon Ball. And I compared Toriyama to Maradona. I think if you like music, I think Toriyama is akin to Michael Jackson. And like when he passed, the tributes and the way people were broken and crying, I think the effect is similar for anime fans. So when I heard the news, obviously I was like, like a really frozen. I didn't know how to react. I didn't feel anything. I felt cold. But like reading Oda's and Kishimoto's tributes to him, that really got me in the field. I almost shed a tear. That was really emotional. And you can just see it in their works. Obviously, Luffy and Naruto, Hunter x Hunter wouldn't be here without Dragon Ball. Yu Yu Hakusho wouldn't be here without Dragon Ball.
The influence.
You can see the influence everywhere. Like I said, Sonic wouldn't be here. There was I feel like there was a time where people used to think the Hadouken was older than the Kamehameha. That is incorrect. The Kamehameha came out first. So even in Street Fighter, that is influence from Toriyama. Yeah, so his influence is really far and wide.
Everywhere. Like even like the current prime minister, his middle name is Goku. I made up. But like, no, real talk. He like it's crazy. Like we were blessed enough to live at the same time as someone that influential and that foundational. You know what I'm saying? Like you could literally, when we're all old and grey and stuff, talking to the grandkids or whatever, like, this classic Dragon Ball, blah, 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 rare. Like, imagine, like, for example, like, the first 100 years after Shakespeare kind of croaks and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And are like, yeah, man, I was reading Shakespeare, but you know what I'm saying? Like, much ado about nothing, arc was crazy, blah, blah, blah. Like, that kind of weird energy just, like, living through, influential times. Like, it'd be very interesting if we could go to the future and see just how, that's why spaceships are circular pod. You can date it back to the 21st century when Dragon Ball, I can see it happening. It is so crazy. Like it has never been, someone's absence has never been felt so, I mean, to me personally, hasn't ever been felt that hard. Yeah, man. We always love him, bro. Like some good shit.
I agree. I think I don't think a celebrity death has hit me this hard ever. And yeah, even thinking about it now, like all the cool shit in Dragon Ball, like the Saiyan armor, so cool. The Scouter,
Bro.
hella cool. Yeah, like you said, the space pods, everything that he drew and designed looked cool.
He was very adept at drawing, mechanical stuff. If you see all the cars, like the cars, the whole capsule stuff, even in his previous works, robots, he really seems to like robots. Apparently, he drew Z people fighting in fields and like valleys and whatever because he didn't want to draw buildings and shit. Which I totally get. Well, it's also iconic. Because now we have Namek, where it's like, I didn't even realize it was inverted, right? Where the sky is green and the grass is blue. It never occurred to me that was what I was going for. Someone like, I know. I just thought,
that's funny.
This is aesthetically pleasing. And someone was like, no, it's inverse. You're like, oh. It is his mind. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, he had a really unique skill of combining the historic and the futuristic.
Yeah,
where you had flying vehicles,
existed.
Dinosaurs. Yeah, and like that. That's it. That's the word. That's the word.
Absolutely timeless, man. Sheesh.
I have one final question before we wrap things up. Like you mentioned earlier in this episode, Kazuki Takahashi, the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh, has also passed in the past couple of years. Obviously, this is a Akira Toriyama special, the creator of Dragon Ball, and Kentaro Miura, the creator of Berserk, passed away in the last couple of years. That might be the last 4 years. I can't remember. It's been like the pandemic has like messed up my maths. But with 3 iconic workers of the trade, is this a microcosm of a bigger issue in the manga industry? Because I know Takahashi's is a bit of an anomaly because his cause of death is different, but there are well-known issues in the manga industry of overworking, bad backs. You've got Oda and Togashi frequently, complaining about back issues and health issues and regularly taking breaks from putting out their work. Is there a fundamental problem in manga, and how can that be fixed if you think yes?
Oh, most definitely, bro. It's actually horrendous. This actually extends over to anime as well. Like, I feel like, if you love something enough, after a while you start to want to see how the sausage is made in it, like how people actually get into stuff. And then just seeing and reading accounts of just how much goes into a manga, for example, right? When you start drawing, you're doodling stuff, and you realize, wait, you're telling me that man made this in a weekly, for years. And then you find out about assistants, thanks Bakuman. But like, yeah, even that, it's a crazy feat. And to do that weekly for years at a time, that is definitely going to have a effect on you. And also, you're locked into a contract, right? So it's not like you can be like, oh, I fully went out. Like, okay, cool, run the money back. It's they could do a lot. Obviously, it's a microcosm of, Japanese society and just, capitalism as well. We can have whole discussions now. I know some of you rolled your eyes, unroll them, because it's a real issue, like putting profit over people and just not caring as long as you get your toy to play. Like, I feel like, if you love this shit, you should be worried and care about the fact that the people that give us so much joy are going through so much, I guess, misery and stuff. Like, even the age that Akira Toriyama died, it was up there, but it wasn't like old, like, as in to the point where, exactly, like, no one's God, but like, that sound like another 20 years could have been a thing, you know what I'm saying? So, it's very sad and disheartening to see. And I don't know what it's going to take to change violent revolution. No, I mean, listen, don't give me Saiyans powers. There's a list of people. Anyway, listen, I'd immediately turn into, oh my gosh. But there's a definite issue. I mean, we see what's going on with Takeshi. Like, I know it's a joke, you know, haha, Hunter x Hunter's been hiatus more, it's officially been hiatus more than it's ever been syndicated. But, you know, there are consequences to this shit, and I feel like people should be, you know, taken care of. So, like, when you see now authors are, oh, I want to go off for a few weeks to take a break, you know, I'm not fam, it's cool. There's so much manga in the world. There's enough that you take your breather. You deserve your breather. You're cooking, innit? It's very interesting because not webtoons, I don't read webtoons too much, but from what I've seen, there are moments where they're like, yeah, we're doing this in seasons, isn't it? Like, all right, listen, season 2 of the webcomic is finished. Come back in like 9 months. We'll rest and cook and stuff. And I think, you know, that would take a lot of expectation off of and pressure off of these comic artists, because like, yeah, man, everyone loves comic artists, but it's like, consider how they feel. Yeah, sure, they're getting the money. Well, not even everyone's getting the money in it, because some people's like, their manga's cool, but they're not Akira Toriyama cool, you know what I'm saying? But they still have to go through the same physical thing. So I feel like it should be a thing where you should all step back and be like, nah, man, how can we enrich these people's lives who enrich us? And quite frankly, that should be through all walks of life, but that's another discussion entirely. But yeah, that's how I feel about the issue. It's peak, innit? That's the summary, it's peak. And not the American now when peak means good. I'm talking about 06, like peak, like Kilimanjaro peak, like it's precarious, you know what I mean? It's not great. It's not great. It's not tenable. You know?
Yeah, I mean, go on.
Yeah, I'd say shareholders, chill out, because you're forcing this whole world into just this for your fam. I want you to understand that the line is not always, infinite growth is not a thing. Behave yourself. Look at me. You know what? Look at Blackamura over there. Behave yourself. Exactly. You know, once you start tackling stuff like that, things will change. But again, that's a whole nother discussion. I'm not trying to be on some manifesto thing, because like, there's a time now where I get so pissed off, I just become a local MP, and my whole thing is, Mr. Speaker, suck your mum. Hear the facts.
What on earth is going on in the house?
Yeah, real talk, man. House of dick. Anyway. Listen, I'm lucky I don't drink. You give me 2 beers, I'm gonna say some mad shit. Like, you see what's wrong with our country, yeah? They spawn attentions, you know.
Whoa.
You know.
I said 2 Stellas and I'm out.
And I'm like campaigning, canvassing on people's doors. 3 a.m. Listen, man. Oh my gosh, but yeah, it's peak out here, man.
Yeah, I mean, I agree 100% with what you said. I think it's sad, but I think this is the entertainment industry, and that's just how it is. Like,
we're going through it.
Yeah, the final product is all that matters, and you know, the well-being and the health and all of that of the people who have to put out that work. That doesn't matter. And yeah, that quite frankly makes me sick. That relates also to the anime industry. Animators get disrespected so much.
Real talk, listen, unions. We need unions, all of that.
Absolutely. 100%.
It's crazy how man could work so hard to the point of like their body giving out for peanuts, while executives be like, yeah, man, I'll take another 3 million. Like, what?
Ridiculous.
I will slide tackle you, bro. Like, I can't, not you specifically. That's crazy. I'm talking about the CEOs. Yeah, yeah, it's a shame, and we really need to start looking out for each other. What it is creatives not being in them roles. These are just like business. Yeah, majors just like being like, line must go up at any cost. Okay, but what about your like, yo, cut some of your salary? Which is why when Mr. Iwata, God rest his soul, cut his salary back when the 3DS wasn't popping before it popped. Like, he was like, we're not selling. I'm gonna half my salary, like the work of retaining the workers, you know. That kind of care for people is what we need to see. Again, is it gonna happen? Some of these people, they won't change their mind until they're scared. Which is why, Shenron, I wish for the power of Goku, because things have to change. They have to listen, man. Anyway, but yeah, before I get speaking it. No. it's speaking it. Like.
I agree. Like, honestly, it's gonna have to be very extreme change. Yeah, the French knew how to do that back in the day.
Freezer, but instead it's capitalism.
For real. Like you summed it up perfectly. It's profits over people, and it should never be that way. People are gonna be here. People are gonna want to see your content at the end of the day. So I think there just needs to be an absolute overhaul on the entire industry in terms of manga production.
For sure.
Be more realistic cycles. Animators, obviously, they need more money. There should be more money going into the industry, and hopefully that will result in less people pirating your stuff. Because when we know how badly your people get treated anyway, I mean, people don't feel morally anyway
obligated. Yeah, you broke the social contract. You're not taking care of people. Why should I line your thing?
It's just one crime for another.
Yeah,
I think you're right. It is very much an issue that we see everywhere else. Like, we like to think that the West is, so far ahead and stuff like that, like human rights and stuff. And maybe in some aspects they are. But they didn't willingly give that. People died. People had to form unions. People had to vote. People had to fight for the right to vote. So
man had to back out the thing, anyway. But yeah. Listen, man.
It was not, the people did not go, oh, we see the error of our ways. No, we had to.
Okay, damn, here, take it, man. As a clutching in that, because Lord knows some of them lost theirs. Crazy times.
I think the problem, like noticing that there is a problem, is the first step. Now, it's like, okay, how do we stop the problem? Because knowing the problem and having it go on is just illogical to me. That doesn't make sense. Mangaka needs to be taken care of more. Anime needs to be taken care of more. And it's like why when I see sports people, they get in so much money and people are complaining, I'm like, get your money. Like, get your money. You're not getting paid like this ever again. So you make sure you get every penny that you're owed. These basketballers, these footballers, these pro wrestlers.
Yeah.
Wrestlers should be paid more, in my opinion. Like, get them that money, because your body isn't going to work like that forever. You can't.
Forever, yeah. One day you're going to try to do some basketball school and your knees are just going to buckle.
Retirement in the office is like 70, right?
Bro.
Retirement on the field, much lower than that. So you've got a long life left to like find a way of making money. So make your money now. I think animators and mangakas should be paid more money. And it's all good for like people like Oda. I'm sure Toriyama was nice, but that's the top.
Yeah.
And that's not the average. The people starting out, that's not what they're getting. So there needs to be more parity there.
Family, respect artists. Respect artists. Like,
it.
I'd like to take this time to say, listen, you AI motherfuckers, yeah. Like, if I see you on the street, I'm slapping the shit out of you, yeah, because like you don't respect, man, innit? You should respect, man. Stop being a baby. Pick up a pen and learn to draw if you want to draw. Pay people properly. Pay people what they're worth. Stop trying to nickel and dime everyone, bro. Sorry, I just had to get off my chest. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that. If there are 3 words I want you to remember at the end of this podcast, it's pay people properly.
There you go. The 3 Ps. The 3 Ps. Yeah. Exactly.
Thank you so much, Pyro Kid Sosa. This had everything. It had some politics, it had some anime, it had some art, and I know that you are an artist yourself, Sosa. You're making a game, you do art. I mean, it sounded like you do some voice acting. There's
listen, man, listen, if you got roles, listen, let me record a reel for you. Like, I can, I dabble. I'm trying to do stuff, Yeah.
Tell the people where they can find you, how they can support you, and more.
Okay, so you can find me on onlyfans.com/Pyro Kid Sosa. I'm joking. You can't. Don't check.
Hey.
I'm not there.
I'm not there. That's the first thing he said.
I'm not there. I mean, listen, you could do that. But I'm not there. No. You can find me on pretty much everything as Pyro Kid Sosa. It's crazy because a name change might happen soon. I've had this name since I was like 13. And I'm a big man now. So anyway, find me Pyro Kid Sosa on Twitter, Pyro Kid Sosa on YouTube, Pyro Kid Sosa Instagram, all of that. Same spelling everywhere. Feel free to holler at me. I mean, if you hear this and you know what? Here's the thing. If you are hearing this specifically You can tweet to me the word, I don't know, Vegeta's a wasteman. And I will know that you've listened in it. Like, you know, I'll dap you up, we can talk, say whatever you want, you know what I mean? Because it's true. But yeah, I'm such a hater, I'm sorry. But yeah, no, Pyro Kid Sosa on everywhere. You know where to find me, you know where to find me. Also, the Vegeta fan club, you also know where to find me. Listen, man. I've been training. I know Total Style. I'm good. I'm good in the trap. Are you?
Oh man. Thank you very much, Sosa. Of course, you can support the Streamcast in several ways. A lot of those links will be in the description, but make sure you follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, Streamcast TV on Twitch, Streamcast on YouTube, and you can watch this podcast on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up, leave a comment, let us know who your favorite Dragon Ball character is, and if you watch this on Spotify, give us 5 stars and also reply with your favorite Dragon Ball character. If you're watching this on Apple, review us, leave a comment, 5 stars. It helps us out. It helps us out. We're trying to
please help. Listen. They got me out here. You got to reward them for this. You know what I'm saying? I'm a hermit. I'm actually recluse as hell. So yeah, no, they do good work. They've been doing good work for as long as I've known them. So yeah, support the gang, innit? I'm looking at you. Imagine me staring. Listen, this isn't a request. Support them now. Let me start. But yeah, no, real talk. Happy faces. Please support the team for sure.
Thank you. And I have one more request. Can you do an outro in that amazing Dragon Ball Z narrator voice?
Oh shit! Okay.
If you can include the word support Streamcast in it, that'll be extra. You know.
Okay. So, the discussion between Blackamura and Pyro Kid Sosa about the illustrious Akira Toriyama has ended. Please support the stream and make sure you support the stream. I'm gonna say it one more time. Support the stream only on Dragon Ball Z. There you go.
Amazing. We'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much, Sosa.
Hey, in a bit.